There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Everyone. Welcome to the virtual career fair brought to you by the University of Perpetual Health, Dalta. So today we will be joined by speakers from CDO Foodsphere, ADP, CebuPacific, Accenture, Optum Global Solutions, Makati Medical Center, Shearwater Health. So before we start, may we invite everyone for the invocation anthem.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Father, we thank you for everyone gathered here now. Thank you that you know each of us by name and have caused us to walk with you. We say that we are dependent on you and our trust is in you completely. As we surrender ourselves in adoration, we welcome you amongst us today and celebrate the gift of life that you have lavished upon each of us. We ask that you would open our ears so that we may hear your voice. Open our minds so that we may receive your eternal wisdom. Open our spirits so that we may know your leading and guidance. And open our hearts so that we may receive your wonderful love. Lord, we thank you for the speakers and facilitators. We pray that you would give them great inspiration as they share with us what you have placed on their heart. We pray that you would fill them with courage and give them your peace. We all ask this in the glorious name of Jesus. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Good morning, everyone. So thank you. To officially start today's session, maybe invite Dr. Arnaldo Este Guzman, STHD, School Director for UPHSD Las Pinas, to give us the welcome remarks.
Blessed day to all. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to our virtual career webinar 2022. This career webinar is the university's effort to help our students reach their goals in securing their future careers. In this event, our students will have the opportunity to meet future employers, colleagues in the workforce, coming from reputable and well-established companies. We hope that our students will be inspired to work hard and commit to the pursuit of their future goals. Through this career webinar, we aim to teach our students to seize the day and to explore every opportunity that will help them in their journey and their path to success. Knowing and determining where they want to go and how to get there will most certainly facilitate their search for the right and most suitable career that will help them enrich and make a difference in their community. I wish to extend my gratitude and appreciation to all participants and sponsors who made this event possible. Would also like to thank the Perpetual team for their hard work and dedication. May the Lord, who can never be outdone in generosity, bless you all. May our Mother of Perpetual Help, our patroness, be our constant guide and inspiration. God bless us all.
Thank you for that. As usual, to our audience, we'd like to know where you're from. So please comment your name or strand, and later you can type in the questions in the comment section so we can answer them after the talk. So please don't forget to tag your friends and share this video to your. So here's our schedule for this morning. So first things first, we will be doing resume link, virtual interviews, career opportunities for humanities, education, and arts, career opportunities for business, international management, and tourism and hospitality management, computer studies, aviation, engineering, and maritime education. And lastly is career opportunities for allied health. So thank you to everyone. So thank you. So let's go to our first speaker. Our first speaker for this morning is Sir Kim Chua. He is the managing director for jobopportunity.com. He has 20 years of experience marketing, business development, customer service, business process, and he is a trusted resource speaker, and he has done over a thousand career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. So with that, we give the floor to Sir Kim. Sir Kim, please take it away.
allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No? Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely, wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-log in. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kina-account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis ay makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes, if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating ko sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang, alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat lang yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam nyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now, at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have, kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No? Ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So, yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng mga ganun kasi mga sample ng profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Ina sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na akit bahay gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante. Pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan, blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this. It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat yung gawin at hindi yung dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay rin ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second, di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Di ba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Di ba? That's yung ibig ko sabihin. Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real-time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So yan. So tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, wag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company. And if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala lang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No, maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number one, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secure na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data. Pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pang mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now, we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool, please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com or email us, email me, here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay, again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay, baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo na nagsasabing be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
For that, sir. So to our audience, we are now opening the floor for questions. So to give you to think about your questions, I'll go first. So, sir Kim, can we ask, are possible red flags na makikita ng isang recruiter or professional sa isang resume na magsisignal sa kanya, let's not consider this person?
Red flag on the employer side, no? Kung ikaw yung HR, what are the things that you should not, parang signs that you should not proceed to interview or to process the applicant? Okay. So, okay yung tanong na yan. Very timely because sa panahon ngayon, marami sa mga applicants. This is just based on my experience din as an HR. When I look at the information or yung resume link ng mga aplikante, yung unang-una, yung kulang-kulang yung details. So, a lot of time, most of the time as an HR, you value your time. 'Di ba? You value your time, and when you want to process information, ayaw mo rin naman ng bitin-bitin, 'di ba? Yung kulang-kulang information, yung tipong parang patumpik-tumpik, hihingiin mo pa. So, if you're the applicant who is thinking na tsaka ko na lang ibibigay yan pag hiningi na lang, you might not have that chance anymore. Kung yung HR is the type of person who wanted to see all the information na readily available, no? So ang recommend ko, yung una, yung sa doon muna ako sa red flag to answer your question. Una is pag kulang-kulang yung details, no? Pag tumpik-tumpik. Pangalawa, pag yung composition ng kanyang yung written composition niya, if you see that hindi siya hindi siya maayos yung
Hindi
pagkakasulat.
malinis. Yun.
Oo, hindi malinis. Sometimes simple things like you have to capitalize proper nouns. 'Di ba? And sometimes I really question no pangalan mo mismo hindi mo lang nakakapitalize yung pangalan ng tao, 'di ba? So ganoon, these are simple things. Your school, 'di ba? With respect to your school, of course you have to capitalize man lang yung school ninyo. Yung 'di ba? These are little things eh. Yan yung para sa akin mga hindi naman siya pet peeve, no? Pero it's really something that says something then about the applicant. Na parang binarabara lang, minadali lang ito or just for the sake of, submitting something. Hindi din ganoon din yung company, 'di ba? Hindi naman sila magpo-process na aplikante just for the sake of processing an applicant. And then later on, diba, pag hindi ito nag-perform, bahala na, 'di ba? Sakit na ulo din naman to hire people and eventually replace them, 'di ba? And I'm just speaking lang as an HR, you want to hire people with quality. 'Di ba? And quality speaks from the point pa lang when they prepare that resume link. Doon pa lang makikita mo na 'di ba? Ayun. So how serious they are taking this, no? Yung pag-submit nila na information doon sa company. Ayan, yan yung mga red flags sa akin. Yung inconsistency rin, minsan. Actually, hindi minsan. Madalas nagiging inconsistent kasi they don't look at the yung chronological order ng mga previous works nila. Kung may work experience na, yung mga nag-OJT naman or yung mga kakagraduate lang, yan yung kadalasan napapansin ko. These are little things. So those for me are red flags. Ayan.
Yes. For that, sir. So, next question po natin is about job application. So, first, not a lot. And you have not been getting responses from the companies that you sent out to. Ano possibly yung ginagawa mo?
Can you say it again? Na-choppy ka, Ma'am Shari.
Ay, sorry,
nawala.
sir.
Oo, nawawala
Sorry. So, ang question is, kung marami ka nang sinend out na applications, tapos hindi ka tinatawagan or hindi ka na-invite for the interview, ano possibly yung ginagawa mong mali?
Okay. Ayoko naman sabihing mali, no? Yung sa side ng job seeker, pero you can reflect on a few things. These are things that you might want to check on. Number one, yung ina-applyan mo po bang kumpanya, pasok or yung position that you're applying to, pasok ba siya doon sa field of expertise mo or yung specialization mo or yung skill sets mo ba align doon sa requirements ng company. Because a lot of times applicants they do click and click and click, apply even without doing their research. Kaya pinapaalala ko lang sa mga mahilig mag-trigger happy, yung apply ng apply. Wala namang problema sa pag-apply. Kahit marami kayong gustong applyan, no problem, no? Walang limit 'yan. If you want to apply to as many companies, it's okay. However, ito yung important reminder ko lang. Please do your research. Find out about the company, research about the position, the responsibilities, yung skill sets, yung qualifications na hinahanap nila. And then before you apply, kailangan alam mo muna 'yon, okay? Para lang mas targeted, 'di ba? Yung processing nung HR din, as much as ikaw rin targeted din yung na-apply mong company. So if you're not getting, let's just say for some reason ginawa mo na lahat ng kailangan mong gawin, no? And then ganun nga yung tanong ni Ma'am Shari, you're not getting those calls or feedback from companies, then just keep on trying lang. Yan yung sa akin. Just keep on trying. Maybe it's not for you at that point, no? And then maybe the company also has a different recruitment processing time. Baka hindi naman sila yung tipong 1 week processing kaagad, di ba? Some of them might pool applicants muna and then later on they'll start to evaluate for after the next 2-3 weeks, di ba? And sometimes other companies will be processing applicants more than 30 days. May mga ganon, no? Kasi kung depende sa position or yung urgency din ng requirement. So there.
Okay,
Diba?
sir. So just to be clear, kapag matagal mag-process or matagal mag-send ng interview, kunyari 1 month ka na or 1 week ka nang 1 week ago ka nag-send ng resume, hindi naman automatic na the next day natatanggap mo agad yung invitation. Parang
Oo,
ganon.
hindi naman ganon, oo. Lalo na kung marami nag-a-apply kasi 'di ba you have to understand din yung HR side, 'di ba? Hindi naman siya yung yung isang tao tapos isang aplikante ang ratio, 'di ba? Minsan one HR you have about 60-70 applications, 'di ba? So and you have to process them, you have to go through them. Ayaw mo rin naman yung HR tipong shortcut, 'di ba? The moment pagka-receive tawag ka agad, tapos bahala na kung ano rin mangyari din sa interview. Well, may ibang HR ganon, no? I know a few people, they'd like to skip the evaluating part on the paper screening, ika nga, no? Parang ResumeLink screening. Gusto nila pag nag-apply, tawag ka agad. Eh ang problema doon pag tinawagan nila yung aplikante tapos yung applicant is not answering naman yung mga calls, they're not responding to the invitation, eh di ganun din, di ba? They move to the next applicant. So another tip lang while we're at it, another tip is please make sure yung communication lines niyo open, no? At sagutin niyo yung tawag or text or email, no, pagka nag-send sa inyo yung mga invitation ng mga companies. Ayan.
Usually, gano ka, ano, sir, like, after 4 tries, tas hindi pa rin sumagot, wala na. Move on na to the next.
Are you saying me as an HR calling applicants? Ganun
Sir.
ba? Ako, ito yung practice ko. I'll look at of course, I'll open the resume link, 'di ba? I'll find out kung ano yung contact details niya. So, ang in-expect ko dyan, una-una, mobile number because that's the fastest way for you to talk to an applicant is really to call them, 'di ba? So, I get the number, I call them, 'di ba? First attempt, ring ng ring, walang answer. I'll call again, no, ring again, no answer. What I'll do next, I'll send a message, no, to advise that hi, I am from ganitong company, 'di ba? Please whatever, no, kumbaga in short, I am requesting for a reply man lang. No, a reply or to acknowledge man lang yung message ko doon sa or yung missed call doon sa person na yon. And that's what I'll do. I'll move to the next applicant. Yan yung gagawin ko. Now, kung talagang super I have to process that person, the next thing I'll do is I'll look at other ways to contact that applicant. I'll check out yung ano pang available like email, social media, lahat ng pwedeng paraan to get to that applicant. But then again, yun nga, sabi ko nga sa inyo, hindi naman lahat ng HR may ganung kahabang patience to attempt all the possible ways na makontak ka. You normally, what they'll do is the fastest way for them to get in touch with you, which are basically mobile number and email. But you don't open your email more often than you open your social media handles. Kaya, di ba, yung mga social media account, yun ang isa pang ginagawang means of communication ng mga HR ngayon. They just send a private message to you. Diba? Using those channels. Hoping na sagutin nyo yun naman. Diba? Pag wala talaga kayong reply, ayun na. Ibig sabihin, you're not interested or wala. You didn't even acknowledge eh. Sana mo lang mag-acknowledge, diba? Para sabihin, nasa biyahe po ako. This is a 36-hour trip for me to go all the way to, example, to Mindanao. Diba? Halimbawa lang, no? For extreme lang sinasabi ko. I'm just joking na lang din. Pero, ganun lang. At least you make an acknowledgement, diba? Or I'm in the middle of something. Meron pong urgent sa family. May emergency lang po sa whatever. Diba? I will be able to get back to you in 2 days time. 'Di ba? Gano'n, you reply para alam din ng HR. Tao rin naman yung mga HR 'no, 'di ba? Kung tao sila lumalapit sa inyo as sa mga aplikante, then tao niyo rin sila ituring. 'Yun lang yung sa akin, 'di ba? Parang may nagna-knock ng pintuan niyo sa bahay, 'di ba? You don't know that person who's knocking, 'di ba? Normally, you acknowledge man lang, 'di ba? Sandali lang po, sandali lang ma'am, ano basa kamay ko kasi 'di ba? Naayos ko po yung mga groceries or something. Sandali lang po, 'di ba? Ganun pa may Grab delivery sa inyo or mga whatever, 'di ba? Lazada, may dumarating diyan, Food Panda. O yan, pino-promote ko na lahat ng mga delivery baka magtampo sa akin yung mga ibang brands. Pero yun lang yung point ko, 'di ba? You have to acknowledge. Otherwise, aalis yun. Sabi nila, walang tao. 'Di ba? Ganun yan.
Okay. Sige po. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story, Sir King. So, we
Diba?
are moving on to our next speaker po. Thank you, sir.
Sige.
Have a
Okay,
great
thank you. Pagka ano lang, may questions kayo, just feel free to send us those questions sa info@jobs180.com. Okay, just in case may question kayo, di nyo natanong ngayon. Thank you.
Okay,
Be
thank you,
safe.
sir.
Okay,
Have a
bye-bye.
great day. Ayan. Okay, so next we have Miss Kathy Claire Velasquez, Recruitment Supervisor of CDO Foodsphere, to discuss virtual interviews. Miss Kathy is a graduate of BA Behavioral Sciences from UP Manila. She's been with CDO Foodsphere for 4 years now, and currently she is a supervisor in HR recruitment. So, Miss, I give the floor to you. Please take it away.
And so again, my name is Kathy Claire Velasquez. I prefer to be called Casey, Ma'am Casey, and I'm a recruiter from CDO Foodsphere. So my topic for today's session is giving you tips in acing online job interviews. I'll be also sharing later some ways on how to answer basic questions. And so to start with my presentation, I know most of you students are now excited to graduate and land a successful job. And however, before landing that dream job, you need to prepare several things for the job interview. Right. So interviews are your chance to sell your skills and abilities. And this is also a chance to find out if the job and the company are right for you. So I have here few interview tips on how to prepare for virtual interviews. Right. Okay. So tip number 1 is the most basic tip. Research. So do research the company before the interview and the position you're applying for. And during these interviews, this is important for us, the employers or the HR, for us to know how interested you are in applying in our company. This is being manifested on how well you know our company, our products, and services offered. We have, just to share, we have quite few experiences lang during interviews, initial interviews. When asked, how do you know the company or what makes you interested in joining the company, parang they would answer, ma'am, I've known CDO because of your product. Then I would explore by asking another question. Could you share some of your favorite brands or products or favorite food for breakfast? And naalala ko, sabi niya, ma'am, my favorite is a brand of our competitors po. So that is an automatic minus point for the applicant for obvious reason. Then tip number 2 would be answer questions using experience. So rather than giving hypothetical answers, like if that happens to me, ma'am, I think I will do this, I will do that. Instead, give answers that, for example, I can relate that scenario on a project that I have worked on during college or on extracurricular activities that you're part of. So in that way, we can assess you better how you handle certain situations. Tip number 3 Give your full attention during your interviews. Since you're at home, make sure you find the most conducive place to have your online interview, and also inform your family members that you'll have a scheduled interview to avoid them having you distracted in the middle of the call. So other types of distractions may be barks of your pet, pwede ring umiiyak yung kapatid mo, or yung sound from the television. Right. Then, so bakit kailangan natin maging aware of the distractions, of possible distractions? Because this may greatly affect your interview, because your answer may be as well be greatly affected, no? Also, yung magi-interview din, baka din mabother sila with those noises from your background. Tip number 4 is to provide honest answers. So recruiters are trained to detect if you are telling the truth or lying. So better to answer honestly. This way, we also can endorse you to a role that will fit your background or interests better. From my experience, just to share with you, on my initial interview with CDO, I was being profiled for a training role. However, I greatly believe that I am more fit, or I wanted to start my career in the recruitment department. So during the initial, I really tell the interviewer that I would like to be profiled for the recruitment section. Yun. So, after, syempre, I was not shortlisted for the training role. However, after a couple of weeks, they contacted me again, and then sabi nila na may opening na for recruitment position. So, yun. Thank God, nabigyan ako ng opportunity, and yan, I'm currently on my 4 years now in CDO. Okay. Next is tip number 5, be presentable. So, avoid using your pajamas, wearing your pajamas. Wear a blouse or a collared shirt. This is a way of telling the interviewer that you prepared for the meeting. And this goes as well with your environment. So make sure to clean the area that can be seen in the video, kahit hindi naman lahat, hindi buong bahay. Yung area that can be seen lang. Because this would give you also a good impression that you are organized. Tip number 6, be on time. Actually, dapat be earlier, no? So, early to give you enough time to check if your audio, your video, or internet connection are all working prior to the call. So, also, a good advice then would be to start exploring now or familiarize yourself with different platforms to use. So, sinasabi naman namin siya kapag you'll be scheduled na kindly please download Google Meet, Zoom, or Skype, kung ano man yung gagamitin for that online interviews. Kasi nakaka-encounter ako on the scheduled time, wala pa yung applicant, yun pala, dina-download pa lang, or paano daw ba gamitin yung Google Meet, for example. Ganon. Next, I wanted to also share some quick tips on dressing up for the online interview. So, tip number 1 is don't wear pajamas or leggings. So, ito, para lang ulitin. For 2 reasons. Bakit kaya? No? Number 1 would be psychological factor or reason to put you on the right frame of mind. So, para din ma-prepare na rin yung self natin that will be having your online interview. So, might as well really prepare for it. Then, second reason would be for cautionary reasons, no? So, hindi natin alam ang mangyayari all throughout the interview. Possible na bumagsak yung laptop or smartphone na gamit, makita yung suot natin pambaba, it's pajama. So, parang it's a bad impression. Tip number 2 is avoid wearing stripes or busy patterns, yung mga madaming designs. Because this can create a distortion during your on the screen, and this may distract the interviewer. So, when in doubt, ano ba mga dapat suotin, you may always stick on solid colors. Tip number 3, be cautious with makeup. So, for the female, or kahit sa lahat naman po, no? Be cautious lang with makeup. So, possible naman mag-wear ng makeup as long as hindi naman mag-over po, no? Hanggang sa hindi ka na makilala ng interviewer. This is far less important than your overall grooming. So, basta maayos yung presentable, as I mentioned. So, magsuklay ng buhok, syempre maligo. And my last tip would be wear your best smile. So, this would create a good impression then during the initial interview or online interview. Now, let us move on how to answer basic interview questions. So, ano-ano ba yung mga common interview questions? Yung mga gas-gas questions, no? Yung tell me about yourself, yung mga why do you want to work in this company, or why should we hire you, ano yung strengths mo, ano yung weaknesses mo, and so on. So, dadaanan natin siya isa-isa. Right. So, these frequently asked questions touch on the essentials hiring managers want to know about every candidate. So, 3 reasons would be who you are, why you are fit for the job, and what you are good at. This may not be the exact questions, but if you have the answers in mind, you'll be prepared for just anything the interviewer will throws your way. So, yan. Number 1 will be tell me about yourself. So, this is a simple questions, but very crucial for the interviewers. So, don't give your complete employment or history. Instead, give a concise answer that shows your personality, something that's interesting about you, and yung hindi na nakasulat sa resume mo, and why you are fit for the job. So, just to give you an example, hi, I'm Casey. I just graduated with a degree in behavioral sciences 2 months ago. And I pursued that field of study because I have always been interested on understanding people and how social relationships work. While looking for a job, I have been busy with volunteering in our church activities, and I am interested to be part of your organization because I can relate to the company's core values, and I believe I can impart something to CDO Foodsphere. Right. Number 2, why do you want to work at this company? So, beware of generic answers. Yan, very common yan. Sa mga na-interview ko, lagi nilang sagot kasi kilala yung company, kasi malaki, and so on. Some would say, I've heard you offer a good benefits. Sabi ko, saan niyo po nalaman? Sabi nila, nabasa ko lang po, or sabi-sabi lang po. Yun. So, hindi rin nila alam yung benefits ni CDO Foodsphere. Then, I believe this company can give me a great work experience. So, very generic siya. So, in answering these, a quick advice would be, balik tayo sa tip number 1 kanina, is do your research. Then, point to something that makes the company unique, that really appeals to you. For example, I want to join CDO or in your company because I can relate with your vision and mission statements. I have always been interested to companies that give importance to their employees and also gives back to communities. So I learned you have a nonprofit organization that supports individuals who are in need. Yeah. Tip number 3 would be, why should we hire you? This question seems too forward and intimidating for some, lalo na kung fresh graduate, ano ba yung may offer natin, no? But if asked, this is your chance to sell yourself and your skills. For example, ma'am, I may lack experience and knowledge yet, but as a fresh graduate, I am very much optimistic and ready to learn and get started. So I am very much willing to grow and develop more in this position, and I believe by putting significant efforts, I can contribute something for the company. Number 4, what are your greatest strengths? Or could you name some of your top 3 of your strengths? Yun yung mga common questions natin, no? So when answering, think of quality, not quantity. So marami kasi yan, maglilista na yan ng mga adjectives makikita sa dictionary, no? But it's important na kung ano yung sasabihin natin ay meron tayong pang back na reason bakit mo nasabi na ikaw ay magaling sa, kunwari, for music or in reports preparation. Yan. So, when like yan. So it's very important to support it with an experiential answer. For example, you are good in leadership or time management. So kindly give an example. Like, ma'am, I believe I am good in leading people because back in college, I was elected as as a president of the student council, and I was able to spearhead many activities or programs, and they turned out successful. Or pag sa time management naman, ma'am, I think I'm good in time managing because back in college, I was a part-time worker and also a full-time student. So pwedeng I was able to manage balancing my work academics, I mean my academics and also my work activities or responsibilities. There. Question number 5 is, what are your weaknesses? So, interviewers ask this to identify any red flags and also to assess your self-awareness and honesty. So, ano ba yung red flags? Ito yung mga tinitingnan namin or factors na might affect your application, no? Then, so to answer this, think of something that you have struggled with but you're currently working on to improve. For example, yung mga for introverts, yung mga shy people, public speaking or sa time management, no. Ma'am, my weakness would be public speaking because yan, it might appear that I'm very shy in front of people, but currently I'm working on it by for example, practicing or be leading your church activities, Bible studies, ikaw yung nagfa-facilitate, or sa time management, nag-start ka na mag-create ng to-do list to better prioritize your day-to-day task or daily activities, no? So, yun. Mas maganda meron tayo ginagawa to improve your weaknesses stated. Number 6 would be, why are you leaving your current job? So ito para sa mga may experience na magre-resign, hahanap ng iba, no? So for this, provide honest answer and try to keep things on a positive note, no? Example is, ma'am, I've resigned to my previous employer because I'm looking for a personal and career growth and better opportunities in the field of marketing or quality assurance. Pwede kasing nursing graduate ka, na-hire ka sa financial or an auditing firm, tapos gusto mo mag-resign kasi you wanted to push through na with your nurse, being a nurse, no, to practice what you've studied. 7th is, what motivates you? Common answer I get usually with the applicants is, what motivates me, ma'am, is my family. What's my weaknesses, ma'am, is my family. Yun. So, yung mga common natin. No? But, in answering this question, kindly try to answer it that is relevant to the role and to the company. No? For example, what motivates me, ma'am, is learning new things, having new challenges, and also a good mentorship with your company. Parang ganon. And then, reminders. Yan. So, may 2 lang ako, no? Number 1 is, don't feel nervous about being nervous. Most interviewers understand that applicants are nervous, especially mga fresh graduates natin. And employers want to see how you respond under pressure and not how you act like pressure doesn't exist. So, karamihan sa mga na-interview ko would be they stutter a lot or minsan tumatahimik, sobrang na mental block na sila. Yung iba naman, may isang beses lang naman naka-encounter is naiyak siya, no? So, yun na siguro yung worst case. Yun, so siguro mag-apply would be yung the second reminder that would be practice or improve. Interviews improve with practice, no? So for many people, the only way that they do well during interviews is by doing a lot of them. So if you're one of those people, the more interviews you have, the better para din you may look back, ano ba yung mga dapat mo pang i-improve, bakit kaya hindi ako na-hire, baka may mali akong nasasabi or baka may dapat pang i-improve on what you answer po. Ganon siya. Then, there. So I'd like to also take this opportunity to introduce our company to you. Baka lang hindi pa familiar si Holy Angel University, no, in CDO Foodsphere. So just to give you a brief background, CDO is a food manufacturing company based in the Philippines and we have been in the industry for 45 years now. And trivia din, anong stands for CDO, no? CDO stands for Corazon Dairoong. That's the name of our founder. And we have manufacturing plants both here in Valenzuela and one in Malvar, Batangas. We are composed of around 5,000 employees and we produce frozen products, meat, canned goods, dairy products, and baked goods. So mamaya makikita po natin yon. I hope you are familiar with some of our products and let me just read some of our information about the company. Right, so a delicious story of success from a simple dream of providing delicious food for her family. The CDO story has turned into a lifelong commitment of providing Filipinos with high quality and affordable products. For the mission, we champion meal times and unite families through food that calls them home. We live to bring them freshness and delight of mom-made cooking that fills their hearts. And for our vision, we will be the most trusted food company, loved for how our food creations bring and bond all generations of people together. For our values po, we are passionate about customers and consumers. We have love for God. We have integrity. We are open and collaborative and innovative and entrepreneurial. So all our programs or decisions of the managements are all anchored in the values that we have. Yan yung mga products natin. So sana meron man sa inyong familiar kahit man isa sa mga products ni CDO Foodsphere, no? So from frozen meats, canned meats, and dairy and sweet preserve. So mga kilala for frozen meats would be yung mga hotdog, sausages, mga hams natin, and marinated meats, yung mga tocino or longganisa and sausages. Canned meats is Highlands corned beef, carne norte, San Marino corn tuna, bottled fish, yung ating Spanish sardines, and canned mackerel. Dairy, from sliced cheese, cheese block, cheese balls to cheese spread, and sweet preserves, nandyan yung kaong and nata de coco. Then also, CDO Foodsphere has, as I mentioned kanina, no, we have a foundation called Odyssey Foundation Inc. that offers 5 different programs to the needy or individuals that are in need. So number 1 would be Gabay Nutrition. This is a supplemental feeding program. Gabay Edukasyon, Gabay Kalikasan, Gabay Hanap Buhay, and Gabay Lingkod. Next would be Road Towards Sustainability. So we have different initiatives in towards sustainability. So one, we have wastewater treatment, recycling efforts, use of solar energy, and reduction of plastic usage. I think that's it for my presentation. Please do contact us in our email address below or stated here and Facebook page and website. Feel free also to send your resumes or resume link as what Sir Kim mentioned earlier to us through jobs180.com/CDO. Right? Thank you for listening and keep safe, everyone.
Thank you for that, Miss Casey. So, Miss Casey will not be available to join us for the Q&A, but Sir Kim is here to cover for her. Ayan.
Ako na
So,
muna
sir,
sasalo ng mga
oo.
questions.
Ayan. So, guys, we are now open for questions. Ha? Kung may question kayo, lagay nyo lang dito. So, number 1, sir. As a fresh grad, is it okay to negotiate salary?
To negotiate salary, ganito yan. This is a very, parang make or break area, no? As a fresh graduate, you have all the right to negotiate, no, to negotiate about the salary, ang provided that the company will, number one, be asking you kung how much do you think you'll be expecting. More or less, you can give naman yung number and yung range kung ano yung sa tingin mo you're targeting. Now, it depends on how you express it or how do you deliver it. You have to deliver it politely. Yan yung importante. Well, to answer your question, Ma'am Shari, wala naman pong problema no sa yung parang 'di ba may stereotype pag fresh grad, oo ka na lang kung ano in-offer sa iyo. Hindi naman ganoon, no? If you think that you're worth X amount or you think naman that amount will give you yung to be able to cover your needs, 'di ba? Kung ano yung mga ina-expect mo mga needs, then it is okay that you tell your tell the interviewer. Wait nyo lang muna na mag-open up din si employer doon sa topic na yon. Hindi yung kayo na yung biglang mag-volunteer to just say that after, pag, diba, tapos na yung interview, tapos this happened to me, tapos na yung interview, sa tanong ko sa aplikante, sabi ko, do you have anything to ask to clarify or any comments or suggestions about anything to ask? Doon siya nagtanong na, sabi niya, would it be okay if I ask for how much the salary will be, ganyan. So again, it really depends on how you are going to deliver it. No? Say it politely, I think wala naman problema. The HR will understand. Yan po.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. Number 2, what questions do you want applicants to ask you when you do the interviews po? What are like good questions from applicants?
Okay. Hindi ko na masabi good questions, but for me, I classify yung mga questions that will give signs or indicate yung interest talaga niya to work for the company. Lalo na kung nag-research siya, malalaman mo. Kasi may mga portion where applicants will ask questions like, I read about ganitong or I learned about ganitong process ng company. May I know lang if, example lang, may I know if why ganyan or why ganon, 'di ba? How will I be able to improve on that department knowing na you have, example, you have 5 people there, 'di ba? Parang they did the research, no? I saw in one of the research po that this company has recently opened another branch or another site here in ganitong lugar, 'di ba? So may we know ano yung plans for the company or direction for the company in the next 5 to 10 years. O, 'di ba? Parang like may mga little signs there that you know as an HR that the person is showing interest, no? Nandun yung ano niya eh. Andun yung kumbaga nandun yung loob niya. Seryoso siya sa pag-apply. Hindi yung parang sige na lang whatever you ask sa akin, sagutin ko lang, 'di ba? As an applicant, hindi lang ganon, no? Yun yung maganda for me. You do your research. Pero wala naman ako masabing good or not good questions. Basta importante you show signs na you're really interested dun sa position.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. So, siguro lang po. How do you stay positive, especially the job hunt is expected to be a long and tedious process? So, how do you like stay positive in the middle of that?
Correct. One is when you know yourself, yun yung una, when you know yourself, you are confident na it's a numbers game. Okay? So, if you're confident that it's a numbers game, you just need to find yung tamang ano lang, tamang kumbaga sa pagluluto, tamang panlasa dun sa gusto mong lutuin. No? Kasi if everyone can cook pakbet, sabi nga, or anyone can cook sinigang because marami namang ways, 'di ba, to really cook that menu. Ang problema doon iba eh, may iba maalat, may iba maasim, 'di ba? So depende siya kung ano yung gusto mo, what you're expecting, and it takes two to tango. Kung pasok din siya doon sa expectations ng company. Now, how do I stay positive or how do I stay motivated, 'di ba, when I apply for a job? Is that one, I don't look at it as this is the end all be all for everything, no? Kahit na ito yung dream company gusto ko applyan, and I failed, no? To tell you honestly, I failed several times with the dream companies that I really want to work with or work for before. Maraming times eh. And then sometimes I really wonder, I question myself at one point pa, I really question myself na parang feeling ko naman qualified naman ako, pero bakit hindi man ako tinawagan or yung tinawagan ako parang after one interview tapos na, wala hindi na ako nag-move forward to the next process, no? So isa lang masasabi ko diyan, no? there are questions that you really won't know the answers. No? So, you keep your faith. Ipagkatiwala mo yan. Si Lord, alam niya ang sagot, pero hindi mo mabalaman ngayon. So, kung ano man yung crossroads ninyo right now, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling a little demotivated or lost, if I just use the word, no, medyo lost ka na kasi feeling mo, lahat ng mga gusto kong applyan, hindi ako pinapansin. Diba? Tapos lahat ng mga sting kong kayang-kaya ko na mapasukan, hindi naman ako tinatanggap. Diba? It's okay. No, it's okay. Just keep on trying lang. Keep on trying. Look at it as don't set a number. Okay, don't set that, oh, I have to apply to 10 companies. Siguro naman sa 10 companies na yan, meron ako isang magalan na job. Paano kung hindi pala 10 yung number mo? Paano pala kung 12 or pang 11 pala yon? And pagdating mo sa 10, wala na, sumuko ka na. So you'll never end up with that 11th application, 'di ba? So that for me is something that keeps me going lang. As long as you stay focused on your goal. Your goal is to eventually, find yung company that will fit yung need mo, or ikaw rin, you'll be able to provide your skills or develop your craft doon sa company na yon. Then just keep on trying. Do your research. Yan yung like ko sinasabi. Do your research. Kasi marami talagang companies out there. Oh, there's a lot of companies that you can apply to. Yan.
Ayan, thank you, sir. So, eto, sir, right now, they are sending in their questions, but I'll
Great.
reserve this for the
Oo, sige. Because we invited a lot. Alam ko, we have a lot of panelists later, no, to answer
Pero
those
sir,
questions.
we have a question here regarding about your resume. So this one, we'll
Okay.
put it.
Okay.
So, from Isa and Rile, is it possible to put sports achievement sa resume? Is it
Oo, alam ko
okay?
yan na nakaka-relate ako dyan kasi isa sa mga ginawa ko dati, no? When I was still a neophyte, sabi nga, no, a froshy, nilagay ko dyan lahat na achievement eh. Totoo naman, di ba? Yun nga ang recommend ko sa inyo, put all the achievements that you think, whether inside or outside of the school, di ba? Hindi naman tayo lahat academically inclined. So paano kung halimbawa member ka ng varsity team ninyo or you're part of a cheering competition, cheer dance troupe ninyo or anything else, no, part ka ng choral. So ano recommend ko? Ako sa akin I'll put everything there. I'll put everything there. You know why? Because these are things that could also reflect on how you are as a student. Kasi if it takes one to know one. I always say that, no. And I'm not saying because I used to play in sports din, 'di ba? Addict din tayo sa sports before. Pero you have to have that discipline to be part of a certain team. Teamwork also comes in as one of those indicator if you're part of a team, no? Unless varsity ka ng chess. You also, biro lang pero even in chess, you also have to work as a team because you have your coach, you have your teammates, 'di ba? Who you work with. So, ang point ko is hindi naman yan porkat wala naman totally connect sa trabahong ina-applyan mo, hindi mo na ilalagay, no? That's my school of thought that I'm sharing lang because you never know what an HR will be thinking then when they see those information. Mas maganda syempre yung skills mo connected dun sa ina-applyan mo. Yan ang pinaka-shoot. Yan ang unang-unang kumbaga sa weight. Yan ang pinakamabigat, no? Yung mga nag-match dun sa skills dun sa hinahanap ni company. However, there are certain skills, other skills that on the surface might be disconnected, totally disconnected, no? Like sports. Hindi naman kami nag-hire ng player dito sa team namin, diba? Sa kumpanya. Halimbawa lang, no? If that's how the HR will be looking at. But again, I'm telling you, different different mindset, no, sa bawat iba-ibang speakers. Iba-ibang speakers, iba-ibang HR. Okay? So me as an HR, that's how I'll think about it. I'll look at it on that way. Okay? Yan.
Okay, so thank you for that, sir. Thank you for covering for Miss Casey po as
Oo
well.
nga. Ayan.
Thank you, sir. Moving
Okay,
on
thank
na
you.
kami sa next
Yeah,
po.
thank you. Sige po. See you
Thank you,
later.
sir.
Okay.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.
Oh, by the way, sorry. If you
Yes,
want to
sir.
check out opportunities for CDO, just to promote, since I'm covering na rin for CDO, go and check out the link that's scrolling there. You can see jobs180.com/CDO. You can check out all the opportunities there and submit your resume link. Okay? Ayun lang. Reminder ko lang. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
that, sir. Okay. So next up, for our next portion, we will have like a panel interview or a group interview with our panelists. So what's gonna happen is that it's like a buffet style fast talk set of series of questions. So for this we will be opening the floor for questions, and you guys will be the third member of our panel. Okay, so we're just here today to discuss about career opportunities for humanities, um, education, and social sciences, arts and sciences. We have Ms. Regina Bariso, HR Assistant for BDO Unibank, and we have Ms. Chloe Pauline Gelera, HR Business Partner for ADP Philippines. Good morning, Ms. Reg and Ms. Chloe. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Ms. Reg. Can we check if you can hear us and um, if you can hear your audio as well? Kaya po bang ma-check, ma'am? Are you speaking right now? Okay. Sige, ma'am. Ma'am, if you can hear me, please use another device or please let me know kung hindi niyo po ako naririnig, you can use our private chat po. So, Miss Chloe, po muna tayo. So, we received mga questions na po a while ago. So, I'll just ask this for you po while waiting for Mr. Edge. So, we have a question here from Pilar Tacarlo. What are some interview questions that instantly negative interview answers that instantly negative your chances of getting hired? So, ito yung mga answer, ma'am, na
Mhm.
pag narinig nyo, ay, parang may red flag dun sa applicant.
Right. I don't think I will categorize it as negative, but definitely the I believe statements. So this is one of a red flag, major red flag. So kasi actually the reason why, kasi when you say I believe, first of all it sounds like a pageant. 'Di ba? It's the way you answer a pageant question. So there's nothing wrong with that. But there is a connotation of saying I believe. So parang hindi ka kasi naniniwala pa ng buo. So there's no conviction rather. So when you're asked, example, you're asked a question, so was there ever a time that you had to deal with a difficult person? So these are situational questions. And when you answer it with a I believe statement, I believe it was this time, it seems like you're not sure of that particular instance, di ba? So medyo red flag siya for me. So that's one of the statements that you should try to veer away from when you're in an actual job interview.
Ayan. Thank you for that, Miss Chloe. I think it's the first time I heard that interviewers don't like I believe statements. Ayan. We have another question from Joy Lawrence Satares. Why other companies ask for work experience even though they know that you just graduated? Kasi ma'am, di ba,
Mm-hmm.
usually pag yung nakalagay sa job ad, entry level, tapos may nakalagay,
Right.
experience required. Tapos, siguro naguguluhan yung job seekers natin. Can we just
Right.
ask for
Mm-mm.
clarification?
Right. Actually, when these are usually for technical jobs, but when you see, let's say, a job opening that asks for work experience, it does not necessarily have to be work experience in a company. So this could be just an experience with your student orgs that would work, that would suffice since you're a fresh graduate. This could be experience with voluntary work, outreach programs, if you're active with your church activities or church organizations, that could work as well. So when we say experience, it does not necessarily mean na, ay, nakapagtrabaho na ako dito sa company na to, so this would count as an experience for me. No. So when we say experience, it's more of we want to gauge if you have people skills, if you have skills to work with for a certain job, for technical skills for a certain job. So these are among the skills that we look for when we say experience. So hindi naman necessary na kailangan kasi may mga ganong meme actually sa social media, nakita ko yun. Sabi nila, 20 years old pa lang siya, tapos yung kailangan experience 25 years. Yung mga ganon. So yes, it's a funny thought. But again, the point here is that when we say experience, doesn't necessarily have to mean it's work. So it should be more of exposure ba? Ganun. So yun lang talaga siya.
Ayan, thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, I think Miss Reg has is getting trouble with her device. So, I'll start with the questions na po with regards to yung sa topic natin na humanities.
Okay.
First question po, is it true that it's harder to look for a job if you're coming from a humanities degree, if you have political
Mhm.
science, arts and sciences, yung mga ganun.
Mhm. Mhm.
Ano siya, parang debate siya. Parang debate po siya online. Parang wala kasi kung English major kayo, parang ganun. Kasi
Right.
English major
Mhm.
po ako.
Mhm.
So that's a part of my ano lang,
Right, right.
background.
Actually, that's a big stereotype, no? Kaya nga may term tayong starving artist, sabi nga nila. But that's totally, totally wrong. Ako, my degree is in communications. So, I was a communications major in college. So, it's not really, actually, to be honest ha, sa recruitment, kapag nag interview it doesn't weigh. Your educational background doesn't weigh. So, kung ano man yung degree mo, or course mo back in college, it wouldn't matter as much if you're applying for a non-technical job. So that would ano kasi depend on the industry. So syempre if you're applying for nursing as a nurse or ano ba medical technologist ganyan. So syempre kailangan yung degree mo related sa sciences, 'di ba? Pero for arts, humanities, political science, lahat 'yan, there are plenty of job and career opportunities out there. So, never ever let anyone tell you na, ay naku, yan lang yung degree mo, hindi ka makakatrabaho. Hindi yan totoo, friend. So, hindi yan totoo. Trust me, believe me. As long as you hone your skills, you develop your, ano ba yun, parang mga talents mo, ganyan, you will succeed in whatever industry you choose to be in.
Thank you for that, Miss
Mhm.
Chloe. So to our audience at 377 na live ngayon. So, kung ilan man kayong mga galing sa humanities or mga art sciences majors dyan, you heard it from Miss Chloe, no? Hindi totoo.
Oo,
Okay,
hindi
so
yan
next
totoo.
next question, ma'am. Can you share with us your transition back when you
Mhm.
were a fresh grad to transitioning to the industry? What are the things that you felt you can share your story para to
Mhm.
warn or to advise yung mga newbies po natin na na mga dapat
Right.
na expect mga ganon when they join the industry.
Right. So just to share, this is actually my first job. So 4 months after I graduated in 2018, I was hired sa ADP as an HR business partner. And probably one of the challenges that I faced back then, yung culture shock. I swear. Kasi 'di ba kapag college ka, you got the spunk. You feel that you're young, 'di ba? Parang nakagraduate ako ng college. Okay na ako. You felt like you succeeded na, 'di ba? Pero when you enter the workplace, it's a totally different environment. As in, like, people from all generations, from all backgrounds, from all professions, andun lahat. And andun talaga yung culture shock. So, I guess advice that I would give would be the same thing that I did. It would be to try to win over your teammates, your colleagues by respect. So yun talaga. So just learn how to respect others and they would respect you back. And yun nga, yung term na pakikisama, it's really important once you're in the workplace. Because as I mentioned, it's people from different generations, different ages, different backgrounds. So you really have to learn how to jive or how to vibe with all of these people and personalities. So yun po.
Thank you for that, Miss Chloe. Let's try Miss Reg. Can you hear me and can you open your mic so we can hear your answer? Checking for Miss Reg. Narinig niyo ako, ma'am? Ay, wala. Talaga. Okay. So we will try again later. Okay. So next question, ma'am. This is ano naman po. This is regarding pa rin dun sa topic po natin. So what do you like about working with the company that you are in right now? Or in the
Mhm.
industry po. What do you like about it?
Right. Right. So I guess for ADP, that would definitely be the culture for me. So for ADP, because it's not all about, diversity and inclusion. So these are terms that we often hear. And when we think diversity, minsan kasi sasabihin natin, as long as you have one of the minorities or whatever, that's diverse. So that's not just that. It's a very extensive term, and for ADP, it's a part of the culture. So diversity, inclusion, and I think the most important part for ADP kasi is the feeling of belongingness. So hindi lang siya enough na we're diverse or inclusive. We want to make sure kasi that the associates or people, they feel like they belong. So this is very important for me, and it's something that I am really proud of the industry or the company that I'm working in.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Ma'am, we just answer the question that just came in.
Mm-hmm.
So this question is from Mai. Sorry, ma'am, mapatalon-talon yung topic natin because
Okay
I
lang po.
wanted to I wanted to include all of the questions. Eh.
Right,
Is it
right.
necessary to put character references in the resume or CV when you're applying for a job?
Yup. So the answer is no. It's not necessary, or you're not obligated to put that. So if the company is really interested to know more about you, to learn more about your background, who you were when you were part of this organization, so and so, they could ask you for that during the interview or after the interview. So you are not obligated to, ay, kailangan ko maghanap ng professor na ilalagay ko dun sa character references. No. But if you would want, ito lang tip lang ha. So if you would want to put a character reference, please make sure that you notify the person first. Okay? So we had an instance before, pagtawag dun sa reference, hindi pala siya matandaan ni reference. So just make sure, alam naman nung mga i-include niyong references kung sino kayo at nilagay niyo sila as reference. Okay?
Mag-abiso muna, no?
Correct, oo.
So, thank you for that, ma'am. Siguro, ma'am, the last question that I have for this section lang po. May we
Mhm.
ask about the openings and at
Mhm.
ADP that our fresh grads, our new graduates would yung pwede po nila apply.
Right. Actually, for now po, we are looking for operations analysts. So these are basically frontline voice support positions. So since our industry is human resources or human capital management, you will basically provide HR services for our clients through phone calls. Yun yung parang quick job description of these openings. Right now, we're looking for everyone. So everyone is welcome to apply. So if you're a fresh graduate, an undergraduate, an SHS graduate, or just looking for a part-time job, as long as you're open to work night shift and you're open to work in Makati, because we're transitioning back to office right now, you are welcome to apply in ADP. So I think you can see our Jobs on 80 site dun sa ilalim. So it's jobson80.com/ADP. So we have openings right there. You can browse through these openings and then just read the descriptions and feel free to apply. So kahit anong course, welcome po.
For that, ma'am. Ma'am, I've been advised that I
Mhm.
the Q&A going po. So I hope you don't mind to answer a little more questions po from my
Sure.
end and the audience. Ayan.
No worries, no worries.
Galing po to sa audience. From
Mhm.
JB Yap. Is it advisable to put a 2 by 2 photo in the resume?
Right. Actually, this is a debatable question. So, should I put photos in my resume? The answer is no, it's not necessary for you to put photos in your resume. But again, this depends on the industry. So, kapag ang industry, it's a front-facing industry like tourism, hotels, airlines, they would definitely ask or require you to put your photos. Pero for other industries like manufacturing, yan, like BPO, ganyan, so it's not required for you to put your photo. So the reason why not is that we have what we call the halo effect. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but in psychology we have this term called the halo effect. And it's basically assuming that when you see someone good looking, magaling na siya sa lahat. Ganon. So when you see someone, ay, gwapo to, ay, maganda to, mabango to. Ganon. So may ganon agad na parang presumption. And it's not what we will call bias, but we do have unconscious biases. And I'm not saying recruiters are biased. It's just that these are unconscious things that could happen to anyone, not just recruiters. So everyone is vulnerable to the halo effect. So this is something that we would like to, as much as possible, avoid. So hindi siya encourage. Again, it would depend on the industry. But if you would want to put a photo, please make sure it's professional. So wag selfie ha. Wag selfie.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Ma'am, stemming lang
Mm-hmm.
po dun sa sinabi niyo a while ago. Is this the reason why many companies are using ATS now because they want to avoid
Mm-hmm.
like the human bias when or the unconscious effect
Right.
of that concept to the recruiters who are screening yung umpisa candidates. Is this
Right.
the
So
reason?
yeah, so that's one of the reasons, but also ATS helps improve kasi the recruitment process. So mas napapabilis siya, mas napapadali for the recruiters as well. So to filter and source yung mga applicants, candidates, especially kapag may ramp hiring or when we call parang volume hiring. So that's one of the reasons too.
Ayan, so sa mga hindi pala nakakaalam, sorry, jargon. ATS is applicant tracking
Applicant tracking
system.
system,
So
right?
usually, kunyari fresh grad ka, nag-a-apply ka, tapos yung mga hindi gumagamit sila nito, parang AI, tama ba ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
AI or computer yung magsiscreen ng mga sino papasa sa
Software,
step 1,
right?
parang ganyan.
Mm-mm. Yes.
Yung magsiscreen, sino papasa sa step 1. So kasama yun sa mga nisi-screen nila. So, we have a question here, ma'am, from
Mm-hmm.
Albert Cabanday. Any advice that you can give in balancing mental and physical health, especially for newbies? Siguro, ma'am, ito ay for the entire job hunt na.
Right, right.
Kasi di ba,
So, let's
toxic
say,
yung job hunting.
totoo, totoo. At saka kapag naka-onboard ka na sa company, as I mentioned, maku-culture shock ka kasi nasanay ka yung schedule mo sa college, class lang, gimmick sa tropa, di ba, sa na, ganyan. So, dito medyo hassle talaga kasi you'll realize that every action you have has an equal responsibility. Tama ba? May sense ba yun? O basta ganun. So totoo yun. Mahirap mag-balance ng mental and physical health. So you have to choose a company that really values all of your well-being. So hindi lang yung physical health or physical safety, dapat included din yung psychological, emotional, and mental well-being mo. So one tip that I could give, this is a personal tip lang ha. So I'm not a professional, disclaimer lang. So take this with a grain of salt, but do have your time management or journaling if you do that or if you're into that type of thing. But for me, time management really works because it helps plan out my day. It helps me plan out my actions for the day. So alam mo yun, as long as you know how to manage your time, malelesen kahit papaano yung stress. So that's one of the advice or tips that I could give. I hope that
Thank you for
helps,
that.
Albert.
Yes, ma'am. Siguro, ma'am, yung follow-up question ko dito
Mm-hmm.
is that, ano yung mga kailangan nilang paghandaan time management kasi pag pumasok ka sa office 9 to 5 like 'di ba nung
Mm-hmm.
college kasi ako parang 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. tapos na yung
Correct.
araw.
Totoo
Okay.
yan.
So ngayon I had to work like a full day. So
Mm-hmm.
it was hard kasi hindi ako sanay sa schedule, hindi ako sanay gumising
Right.
maaga, hindi ako sanay mag-commute ng matagal. So those are stuff that I experienced. Pero in your industry, ma'am, how does it fare? Like, are you working from
Mm-hmm.
home? Things that they like need to prepare for.
Right. So for ADP right now, we're transitioning back to office. But right now, I'm working from home, so as you can see. So I'm working from home right now. So this is not yet final, but for ADP, we're eyeing a hybrid setup. So it would be a 3-2 work day setup. So 3 days in the office, 2 days at home. So that would be ADP setup for starting this June or July, I think. So yun. Things to prepare for when you start working, sabi nga ni Miss Shari 'no, yung pagod mo hindi mahirap mag-adjust. I am not going to sugarcoat it, mahirap mag-adjust. So just make sure that you are, I guess, mentally prepared, 'no, kasi you have to accept that this is your life now. You're done with the 10 to 3 na easy-easy lang. So it will come talaga, there will come a time that you have to be matured. So yun talaga. So you have to accept the fact that now you're an adult, a young adult, and in a professional path. You're creating your professional career. So just take things slowly, and then again, continue working on your hobbies on the side para hindi niyo mawala yung spirit niyo kung sino kayo. So continue working on your passion on the side, and then continue developing your work skills on the other hand. So that would really help you in the long run.
Uy, ma'am, thank you. That's a very useful tip. Kasi yung parang sa world natin ngayon, like everything, like parang lahat ng kailangan mong gawin, parang kailangan kumikita ng pera. You forgot your hobbies, you
Totoo.
forgot your talents, you forgot your other passions. So,
Mm-mm.
lalo kang nagiging work-oriented, lalo kang nagkakaroon ng increased
Burnout, right.
out yun. Miss Reg, can we test your audio? The question, I put it up on the screen. It's any advice you can give for mental and physical health for newbies. Ayan. Miss Reg, can we test you? Do you hear me? Wala pa rin po. Okay. 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 Sige po. Bawi na sa next event. Okay. Ma'am Chloe, next question po.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a red flag when you know, like, the person you're interviewing is nervous?
No. Kasi syempre naman, 'di ba? So again, just keep this in mind. An interview, it's a discussion. So it should not feel like an interrogation. So it goes two ways. Okay? So it's a dialogue. So when the interviewer asks you, just remember you have to just answer, and then you can also ask questions afterwards. So when an interviewee or an applicant is nervous, that's okay. We understand that, especially kung first time, 'di ba? Or fresh graduate, that's totally okay. So at some instances, kapag hindi talaga kaya ni applicant, we can also like reschedule the interview or take a break or take a pause during the interview. So it's a very important, just keep in mind as an applicant or as an interviewee, you collect yourself, calm down, chill lang friend, kaya mo yan. So before you answer, you can always take a short pause para mabawasan yung nervousness or anxiety. And then, collect your thoughts. So, ano ba yung gusto mong sabihin? Ano yung gusto mong i-answer? So, that would help you kasi to phrase it clearly para kapag sinabi mo na or sinagot mo na yung question ni recruiter, may sense. 'Di ba? At hindi ka na nangangatog kasi you had the opportunity to take a pause and collect your thoughts. So, that's it.
Ayan. Thank you for that, Miss Chloe. So to our
Mhm.
audience, confirming na wala na kayong question. So if ever you have questions, keep it coming because we have two more groups of HR professionals joining us for this event. So inaantay pa natin sila. Ayan. So siguro ma'am, last na lang po is
Mhm.
what would be your final advice to fresh grads who would be graduating soon and they would be doing their job hunt preparing for
Right.
pre-employment requirements, etc. So, what would be your
Right.
final parang words of wisdom there?
I think for now, kasi after you graduated, some of you would probably take a gap year or a gap month or just a gap in general, no? Parang pahinga muna, chill muna, enjoy muna yung pagka-graduate. And then at some point you will feel, and trust me, you will feel, because I felt it. At some point you will feel na, hala, kailangan ko na pala mag-work. Yun nga, magse-set in talaga yung reality that you have to work, you're old now, you have to be independent in all ways that you can. And I think this is the best time. So this gap that you're taking, this is the best time for you to hone your other skills. So if you are interested or you're passionate about Adobe Photoshop, you can enroll, take some webinars or online classes on Adobe Photoshop or what have you, graphic designing, ganyan. So take this opportunity to learn. And trust me, learning, it should never stop. So, after you graduate, it's not just that na, tapos na ako, hindi na ako mag-aaral ever. So, no, it doesn't stop. So, you have to continuously learn, to continuously grow. So, that's that. So, just keep on, eto tulad nito, mga webinars na sponsored ng Jobs on 80, this is really a great opportunity for all of you to learn. So, take these opportunities to learn more, be more, and develop more. So that's it for me.
Thank you for that, Miss Chloe. Ma'am, UPHSD guidance team prepared the certificate, but we will
Mhm.
be sending it. Ay, this one. Okay na pala. Ready na pala. So we would like to present the certificate to Miss Chloe Gelera for sharing her expertise as panelist for career opportunities during the virtual career webinar held today, given this 26th of May, signed by Miss Maria Leonora Makiran, MAED, RGC for the University Guidance Center, Ms. Bona May Beat Yongson, MAED, Executive Director for Student Affairs and Services, and Dr. Arnaldo S. de Guzman, STHD, School Director po for UPHSD. Ms. Chloe, on behalf of our team, thank you for accommodating all of our questions.
Thank you so much, Jobs on 80 and Perpetual. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Chloe. Ayan. So to our audience, keep your questions coming because the next panel is ready and will be joining us in a bit. So for career opportunities for business administration and accountancy, international tourism and hospitality management, computer studies, aviation, engineering, and maritime education, we have here joining us Miss Alison De La Cruz, Project Management Specialist for Cebu Pacific, Sir Mark Orillo, our junior executive for Cognizant, Miss Mariel December Palomares, our sourcing analyst for campus delivery of Accenture. So to our panel, good morning, good morning, good morning. So thank you po for joining this event. Okay. So, ma'am, what's gonna happen is we will give you questions. Like, mabilis lang naman po. And then, our audience will be like another member of the panel. So, they get to ask questions for you. So, this is, we have Cebu Pacific, Miss Allison, and we have Miss Yel from Accenture. Ayan. So, lagay nyo lang yung questions nyo, guys. So, I'll go first po para meron kayong time mag-isip. Um, may we ask first po about the industry? So in Cebu Pacific's case, it's the hospitality industry, and for Accenture po, yung mga IT, engineering, ganyan. So pwede po ba namin kamustahin kung kamusta na po yung industry ninyo after 2 years after the March 2020 lockdown? Parang ganun po. How were you able to transition na po to where the industry is now? Hi Sir Mark, good morning. Ayan. Hi, Sir Mark. Good morning. So my first question is po, but I'll address it to everyone. Is we would like to ask about your industries, kung kamusta na po siya, 2 years after 2020, ano po yung mga strategies nyo ngayon, ganyan. I think we can go first with Miss Allison. You can go first.
Hi, good morning, everyone. All right, so for the first thing that I'd like to address, no, so Shari mentioned a while ago that for Cebu Pacific, it's really more on the hospitality side. But just to highlight, we are more than just the flying crew. So we have a lot of hirings for other different programs that you can actually check on later. So on the answer for her question, so Shari mentioned, no, na how are we doing during the pandemic? So it's no secret naman na I think in all industries, one of the most affected talaga is really the aviation industry. So it wasn't an easy first year for us, especially 2020. We had to restructure, we had to do a couple of retrenchment and a lot of things had to be changed for us to be able to adapt. Same with all the other companies in the industry as well. But the good news really is ever since we started, I think 2021, we've been hiring back people who were retrenched. We've been opening our hirings and ramping up really for other positions as well. So it was a difficult year 2020. So as we call it, parang there was a turbulence talaga in that department, no? But in every turbulence naman natatapos din siya. So right now we're really in the recovery phase already, and even us nasa-surprise kami with how fast we are recovering as a company. So yeah, basically that's it. So it was difficult, but right now we're really on track when it comes to recovery.
Thank you for that. Hi, Miss Reg. You're live. I can hear you now. Can we test your audio?
Hi, Miss Shari. I hope you can hear
Hi.
me.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy. Ayan. So joining us for the panel today is also Miss Regina Bariso of BDO. So stay lang muna dyan. I'll call you po for the next questions po. Ayan. So we can go next po regarding yung ano lang, industry question. Miss Yel? Miss Yel, do you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you there. Okay, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes. Opo.
With the same question, well, like many companies, we did our best to transition our workforce to adapt to the next normal. Okay, we cannot disclose the numbers here, but some of us who are working from home, we started by giving them incentives to set up their own home office, like if they want to buy a new table, an aircon, or something. Okay, and to ensure, of course, their safety. We were forced to, of course, help we were able to help our employees by assisting them. Those who are working in the office, they were of course requested or suggested to work at home. Okay, so we made adjustments in our facilities, of course, to meet the proper health protocols. We also provided them transportation, and then slowly from 2020 to 2022, right from the actual transportation, it became like a transportation allowance, connectivity allowance. All the things that we can do to help our employees. That's what we tried to do during those times. And of course, at the same time, as we continue to navigate in the COVID-19 pandemic. So we make sure that the health and well-being of our people, of course, remains our top priority. So in alignment with the government's national vaccine deployment plan, Accenture, of course, tried our best to cover the cost of the COVID-19 vaccination for our people. Okay, and at the same time, well, in the Philippines, and at the same time, who were eligible, of course, in terms of their dependents. So that's what we did. And up until now, as we slowly ease to the hybrid setup, we're still providing them what they call this, the test kits that they need to do. That's for free as well before they report to the office. So there.
Thank you for that, Miss Yel. So, sir, same question to Sir Mark po. How is the industry? How is Cognizant? How is the company po 2 years after the pandemic?
Yes, Shari, Cognizant is doing well right now. As a matter of fact, Cognizant our revenue rose to 10% this last March result. So our revenue rose to 10% after the pandemic. Our post COVID future would be on a hybrid setup, meaning more our employees will be working on site. At the same time, there's a possibility that they'll be working from home. Right now, we are still following the protocols provided and mandated by the government. We're still doing that, and right now, well, before, of course, most of the companies have encountered challenges because of the pandemic. But right now, as I mentioned, we're doing fine, and the revenue of Cognizant last March is, uh, I think, that would be the good results after the pandemic.
Okay, thank you for that, Sir Mark. So, next question is for Miss Reg. Miss Reg, can you hear me?
Yes, Miss Shari, I can hear you.
Ayan. So, ma'am, question pa rin po, same question as the others. How is the company like 2 years after the pandemic? And kamusta po yung industry ninyo over at finance and mga banking industry po?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think during the onset of the pandemic, we were able, or BDO were able to assist our employees in terms of providing shuttle service in order for them to have a safe transfer or safe travel going to the offices. So right now, one of the things that we still do, even though somehow I believe our pandemic slowly, or we are actually completely slowly manageable in terms of how to cope up with the pandemic. Right now, one of our initiatives, or still our initiatives, even before or during the pandemic, um, we do still do antigen testing every 2 weeks for our employees to ensure the safety. Since currently we don't have any work from home arrangement on our end, since we do a client facing service or customer service, so really don't have any options in terms of any work from home arrangement. That's why we do make sure that the safety of our employees as well as our clients will be prioritized in terms of doing the antigen testing every 2 weeks actually here in our company.
Thank you for that, Mr. Edge. So now po, I'm going to ask the panel naman po, separate, different questions na po ito, no? From my team and from the audience po as well. So I'll go first with Miss Allison. Ma'am, can you share with us how you transition from being a fresh grad before to your industry right now in your position po? Para lang po alam ng audience natin, uy, paano ba Pacific or paano ba maging part ng company po ninyo?
Mm-hmm. All right. So when I was a fresh grad, actually Cebu Pacific is my third company. So I've been working for about 8 years now. So I'm averaging about 2+ years in each of those companies. So when I transitioned as a fresh grad, honestly, in all honesty, I wasn't really sure which facet of HR I'd like to pursue. So I think that's common naman. Kasi back then, we didn't have like K to 12, right? So the graduates were about what 20 years old. So in that age kasi you don't really have like a clear vision of what do you really want to do, or the only time that you know na you don't want something is if na-try mo na siya. So may mga ganun tayong instances. So back then, in my case, I tried recruitment, and then I told myself na if this is not for me, then I think I still have time to rethink it, and I still have time to explore my options. So that I think is one of the things that I can also share to future graduates, because back then you feel like there's a pressure for you to really have everything figured out. But honestly, everyone went through it naman na you really have to explore your options. So I tried recruitment, and fortunately, I really liked it, the excitement that it brings, and having to really give opportunities to people. So that's also one of the things that I think is important, is for you to be able to find a job that is in line with your personal advocacies. Like for me, if you are a person who really sees, as let's say, you're advocating for jobs for everyone or accessibility of opportunities for everyone, then being part of recruitment is in line with that vision or with that personal advocacy. So yun yung mga inisip ko na um yardstick ba, or the how I measure things if I will be pursuing something. So when I tried recruitment and I liked it, so most of the opportunities that I really look for are those that are in recruitment or talent acquisition, which actually brought me here in Cebu Pacific. So here in Cebu Pacific, I was able to really have that end-to-end recruitment experience. So end-to-end recruitment meaning from selection, or even from just screening the resume up until you onboard that person. So 'di ba, if we go back to what I said a while ago, it's really still in line with my personal advocacy, which is to really provide opportunities and be able to help out people, like let's say fresh grads, and be able to give them a hand in terms of getting a position that really matches their qualification and of course what they want in life. So yun siya. So I think it's important to, well, one, make don't pressure yourself too much, and remind yourself that you're still figuring things out. And second is make sure that your personal advocacies are clear to you. Kaya mas madaling hanapin what you want to do in the future kasi in line siya with your personal advocacies. So ayun lang, I think those things are helpful. Like if I was a fresh grad and I hear those things, helpful siya because back then super parang trial and error ka lang. But right now, since we have like these talks and these webinars to guide us, I think we are more informed in terms of making choices for our career.
Thank you for that, Miss Allison. So our next question is directed to Miss Yel of Accenture. Miss Yel, my next question would be, how is it like harder or easier or whatever adjective you'd want to describe po? People coming from the engineering, aviation, technology, yung mga courses na yun, ma'am. How is their parang footing when it comes to the job market? Are more companies looking, "Uy, tech graduate 'to," parang gano'n?
Well, since medyo bias ako, no, since for Accenture, it's more of IT BPO. So, for all the courses na IT related, engineering related, matik meron na agad silang edge. Okay, so if you're talking about if may lamang sila with other courses in terms of if the position, of course, if let's say associate software engineer, something like that, or anything tech related, of course they have like an edge compared to others. But however, it's not just that I mean those are not just the entry level positions that we have, and I'm sure for the rest of the companies they also have different types of entry level positions that are open right now. So whether you're into tourism in psychology or whatnot, so I'm sure it doesn't just end there, or it will not like box you in terms of that certain factor, because what will happen is still that's why we have these interviews. Some positions require exams, right? So those are the moment wherein you can prove your skill, your expertise. Let's say give them a little idea about your interest, who you are, right? So that's how recruiters or HR personnel will gauge if you're a best fit for the role. Okay, so I hope they don't feel like, oh, ano kasi ako eh, like I'm an HRM student, I might not be able to get into Accenture or some IT related company. No, it's not like that. Okay, so of course, like me, okay, I'm a BS psychology graduate. At first, I was reluctant to apply in Accenture because I always hear na mahirap daw. Parang tawag doon, sabi pa nila, nako, i-check yan, iba-background check yan lahat ng mga bank accounts mo, etc. etc. Parang there are notions like that that I don't know how it began and all. So I think for me, it's still best to, try and then give your best shot. Okay? Minsan kailangan lang natin, alam mo yan, parang tumalon and let go and let God, sabi nga nila. So, if para sa'yo yan, para sa'yo yan. So, that's for me.
Thank you for that, Miss Yel. So next question is for Sir Mark and for Miss Reg of BDO. So the question is came from the audience. Do you have any advice for undergraduates or lagay natin sir, undergraduates or graduates that will look for jobs soon? So, i-connect lang po natin siya sa topic natin today. Yung mga graduates po na gusto mag-join ng mga respective companies nyo. So, graduates, and what can you say? Advice for graduates who want to join Cognizant, who want to join BDO, for example. Ayan, for Sir Mark, kayo po muna. Cognizant po muna.
All right. Well, for Cognizant, basically for BPO company, what we're looking for is um, applicants or individuals that can be flexible or can be adapt to the working environment. So as we all know, BPO, we support our clients in a different for different countries. We're in the US, in China, India, and other parts of the globe. Expectation would be the communication skills. So the job would be a customer service role. So you must be knowledgeable or equipped to speak with the clients. So as early as now, you must check or be familiar with Versant, with IELTS, or those language assessment tool uh, that BPO companies using right now. So if you're be familiar with AMCAT, so those are the exams that are we're using right now. And then aside from communication skills, flexibility. So you must be amenable to work on a night shift or shifting schedule, because as I mentioned, you'll be catering or you'll be supporting our clients in other countries. At the same time, your attitude or your willingness to learn, because we understand in the BPO that this is a new industry, not fairly new. I think BPO is more than 15 years now, so it's not new anymore. But you must be uh, willing to be trained for the trainings that we're offering. So whether it's for a communication skills training or for a specific industry. So right now, as you all know, I'll point out, we for BPO we cater different industry. 20, we are providing value in a very industry specific. So we continue to deepen our expertise in 20 different industries, so including banking and financial services, healthcare, manufacturing, communications and media and technology. So all those industry that is available in BPO company. So we are open for any courses, and then we provide training. So right now, the current environment, I'll say example for healthcare. The current environment of healthcare right now is um, the 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 demand or the clinical environment and supporting technology infrastructure models na-stress yung mga physicians and yung mga clinicians natin. So they are stressed and burned out. So what are the reasons or uh, the possible solution for this? So we are in the information age right now. So handling of data is crucial. So we need people who will process as quickly and efficiently as possible those data. So for Cognizant or for healthcare, we're seeing to hire 1,000 of medical scribers. So this that is open for all courses, but it will be in a healthcare setup or industry. So the role is responsible for handling informatic informatics or information for providers during patient visits in a specific hospital or appointment in the hospital. So these are the possible um, setup that you will encounter in the BPO. So you must be knowledgeable what is in there. So you have many options to look for or to apply for.
Thank you for that, Sir Mark. So, para kay Sir Mark, no, kailangan nyo paghandaan guys yung mga communication skills, mga ganyan, language assessment, so yun yung mga dapat yung paghandaan if BPO industry. So, tanungin naman natin sa banking finance industry. So, Miss Reg, ano po ang kailangan paghandaan or any advice for undergraduates that will look for jobs soon sa industry po ninyo, sa BDO, sa company?
I see. I believe the common thing that might people think is that we only accept or we do also amenable lang with all the students now with a business course. But no, we are also open with other non-business courses. And also one of the traits that we're actually looking for, especially for a fresh graduates, and is that how they communicate with our clients, since it's going to be their main responsibilities, is the client facing or the usual, the cash handling transactions. And yeah, it's a daily day basis, you will be exposed with customer service. So it's more of how you will be handling the clients, or how are you going to attend to their needs. Especially, we do have a lot of clients here in BDO, and we do have a lot of branches as well, that we have to be ready in terms of the clients that we might face in a day. Diba? Hindi lahat ng clients is in a good mood sometimes. They also have their own personal thing na pinagdadaan. And sometimes understand, no, that there are times na may mga pila sa bank. That's why, pag nandun na sila sa counter, it's a time na medyo they're not already in the good mood. So it's our job, it's our employees' job to actually ensure the quality, aside from the making sure that we are good in terms of the financial handling, but also we do make sure also that we are good in customer service. Also, I believe in every applicant naman, there's always a different story. They have their own unique characteristics. They have their own unique, they have, and their 4 years of education, or at least more than 4 years of educational years, I believe they're already ready for the real world. But what I could really, a piece of advice for them, especially for a fresh graduate, is that always be ready for any opportunities that will come your way. It may something that you're not used to, or it's something that you don't know at all, but please do always be open, do some initiatives to learn more. And I also, it would help that you would always ask questions. Don't be afraid to do that. I think as a fresh grad, my personal experience before is that I would somehow feel like natatakot ako na magtanong, because supposedly dapat alam ko, but no. It's really important that to ask questions, because from there you will learn something, and also those learnings that you gain will also be beneficial on your end actually. So yeah.
Ayan. So, thank you, Miss Reg. So, to our audience, ma'am, nagtatanong na po sila. So, address ko na po sa lahat. From John Ver, sa pool, no, are tattoos allowed, especially if fresh grad, when applying for a job in hospitality and tourism industry? So, Miss Allison, kayo po ng tapos I'll go same question na lang din po for everyone. In Cebupac po muna.
Mhm. All right. So I assume John Burr is referring to the cabin crew, no, the flying crew, kasi they're the ones talaga na medyo strict when it comes to those things. So tattoos are allowed as long as it's not seen when you're wearing the Cebu Pacific uniform. So yun lang yung rule. So if you have like tattoos in areas na ano naman na hindi naman nakikita when you're wearing the uniform, then it's allowed, generally allowed.
Okay. So next question, same question po, BPO Sir Mark, allowed po ba sa Cognizant?
Yes, allowed naman.
Allowed.
Basta hindi nagsasalita yung tattoo mo, okay lang naman na so, yes, it's allowed naman
Thank
siya.
you. Miss Yel po sa Accenture, okay lang po na may tattoos?
Ako meron eh, oh. Ayan oh. Malaki. So I guess that's a solid proof na pwede siya kahit kita. Kahit buong baraso mo, pag sumunggam mukha, pwede yan.
Sa mga ano yun guys confirming yan sa mga BPOs. Question po ma'am, sa BDO naman po, pwede po ba, allowed po ba ang tattoo?
Just like with Cebu Pacific, as long as it's not something that really seen po most of the time, especially for our male applicants, as much as possible, it should be something that could be hidden po, if ever.
Ayan, so thank you for that. So my last question, part lang po, would be openings and vacancies for each companies po. So Miss Allison, you can go first.
All right. So sorry, I got cut off there for a bit, Shari. What's
Plug
the
your
question
ano lang,
again?
ma'am, possessions and openings po.
Okay. All right. So I know that most of you would like to know more about the cabin crew hiring. So I just wanted to highlight lang then. Currently, as mentioned a while ago, we're prioritizing those that we've retrenched. So we've taken back like a lot of our retrenched employees already. We started hiring since November. So we're looking at expanding it externally once we've um had the data of how much more people we would need to take in from the retrench. But hiring externally is already something that's in discussion. So we already have that for the cabin crew hiring. If that's the, I know that's the most of the people are wondering, no? Then next would be for support hiring. That's what I really wanted to highlight. So more than just the flying crew, we have a lot of openings for support. We have marketing positions, finance positions, legal positions, or even HR positions, or even engineering positions. So that's why I really we really appreciate, platforms like this where we get to highlight those positions that are hiring currently. So you can check our hirings in jobs180.com and check on how many positions or the different positions that we have for support. So yun lang, I just wanted to highlight that it's not purely hospitality and the HRM and tourism graduates. We accept almost all kinds of degrees as long as it's in line with the position that you're applying for. So in every company naman, there's always an HR, there's always a finance department. So you can always apply to those positions. So for fresh
Thank you.
graduates, we have hiring. All right.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, no,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay. So yeah, but as I was saying, for fresh graduates, we have multiple openings as well. We have customer care agent positions. We have analyst, junior analyst positions, and different positions for fresh graduates. You can just check on our website or check on jobs180.com or even check on our career site as well. Yun lang. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, Miss Allison. So next up, Miss Yell, you can plug vacancies over at Accenture.
Okay, so for those who are graduates or about to graduate, that their courses, let's say, in IT or engineering related, we have openings for our integrated workstation engineers. This is for entry level roles, okay, and then associate software engineers, and then under operations, we also have openings for if you're an accounting graduate or you're taking up any accounting related or financial management related course. So you can apply for our general accounting new associate role. And then if you're a business or management related, your course is business or management related, then you can apply for a back office billing role. We also have other roles like data entry and content moderation or media review. Those are all for entry level roles. And of course, we have our customer service roles and analytics advisory analyst. If you're interested to be part of HR as well, we have openings for our HR service delivery new associate. So that's it for me, Miss Shari. And please don't forget to check out jobs180.com/Accenture.
All right, thank you for that, Miss Yell. May dumadaan po. Sorry, that's from my end. So, Sir Mark, you can go ahead. You can plug the vacancies over at Cognizant.
Yes. Yeah. Please apply to Cognizant. You can find our job openings to Jobs 180 site. Or that's Cognizant Philippines. We also have a career site. All of for the openings available to Cognizant, you can see it in our career site. Just visit Cognizant website. We would need we need a 300 plus customer service representatives for different industries for banking and financial services, retail, communications and media and technology. We are in need of IT help desk, service desk analysts for our technology towers, and healthcare associates. Any um, graduates of medical allied courses. So we can process them for our life science account. We are in need of a Philippine registered nurse for our healthcare tower and US registered nurse. At the same time, for our corporate support roles for HR and other branch of HR. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Sir Mark. So, last, we have Miss Reg, BDO. Ma'am, can you plug vacancies over at BDO?
Okay, so like what I mentioned, we're open not just for business courses, but with also with non-business courses. And as part of it, we do have a lot of vacancies when it comes to the cash handling transaction, which is our client service associate or our teller. We do have a lot of vacancies as well with our traveling teller, which is mainly for male applicants only. But also aside from that, we do have our back offices. Vacancies as well when it comes to the admin assistants and of course the HR personals. If you're an HR practitioner or you wanted to pursue your career in terms of HR, we are also open for that. And we do also mainly looking for any accountants, accounting graduate, be it accountancy, be it accounting technology, or anything that is we do have an accounting units in their subject. So we are really open for those business courses and non-business courses. So for if you wanted to apply, we do have the career site, and we also you can check our jobs 180 site. And also if you wanted to send your own resume or personally send your resume, we do have the recruitment at bdo.com.ph. So that's all for me, Miss Shari. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. So to our panel, we prepared a gift for you. So this one is from the UPHSD team po. They did the certificates. Maybe we'll send it via email. So the certificate of appreciation is awarded to Miss Alison de la Cruz, Miss Mariel Palomares, Sir Mark of Cognizant. Can I get the full name? Mark Orillo of Cognizant. And lastly, for Miss Regina Bariso of PDO for sharing their expertise as panelists for career opportunities during the virtual career webinar held today, 26th of May in the year 2022, signed by Miss Maria Leonora Makiran, MAED RGC OIC for Guide Center, Ms. Boname Beat Yongson Maed, Executive Director for Student Affairs and Services, and Dr. Arnaldo S. de Guzman, School Director. So thank you team, thank you po to everyone. And we have a great run po. Salamat po for accommodating all of our questions. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you, Shari.
Thank you
Thank you.
everyone po.
Thanks,
Salamat po.
everyone. Bye.
Bye po. Ayan. So next um, we will be having our next panel of speakers for allied health naman, career opportunities for allied. So we have joining with us Ms. Reese Pasia, Recruitment Manager for Optum Global Solutions, Sir Ronald Abril, HR Specialist of Talent Acquisition Center, and Ms. Joanne Buendia, Talent Acquisition Director for Shearwater Health. Ayan. So can we put them up? Ayan. So, good morning po. Good morning, Sir Ron and Miss Joanne. Good morning, Miss Reese. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So, ano lang po tayo, sound check. Sir Ron, can you hear me and can you speak? Can I hear
Yes,
your...
I can hear you, Miss Abby, loud and clear.
Miss Joanne, can I test your mic? Miss Joanne, can I test your mic?
Good
Ayan.
morning.
Ayan, good morning. And Miss Reese, can I test your mic lang po?
Hi, Shari. Good morning.
Good morning. Ayan. So, everything is up and ready. So, to our audience, to our job seekers who's watching you, you know what to do. So, pull your questions in the comment section. So, I have three, ma'am, pending na to. Nasend na nila to kanina po. So, maybe I can ask, I'll address it to the companies naman po. First question, what advice can you impart to people who are really hesitant in taking on great job opportunities due to fear of rejection or failure? Miss Joanne, you can answer first po. Miss Joanne of Shearwater.
So, the question is the advice, right? For those who are afraid of rejection.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Um, wow, that's a tough question. Though my advice to the participants, no, don't be too harsh to yourself. Sometimes on the first try, you won't get it, but embrace that experience, because from your experience, you would know what areas you need to improve so that in the second try or the third try, you'd be able to elevate yourself and improve on the things that you need to do in order for you to get the job or get the position that you wanted. But maybe another tip that I can provide is do some research first, right? Try to improve your confidence level, because if you know exactly what you're getting into, if you made a research about the position, about the company that you wanted to apply with, and you try to have a little bit of understanding of what will be the expectation for the role, that will gain you a little bit of confidence, to put yourself forward, to showcase your skills, to showcase what are the advantages if you will be joining the organization. If you have that confidence, I think that will come a long way and everything else will follow.
Thank you for that, ma'am. So, sa nagtanong, Sir Guliano Abolok, thank you for your question. We have another here from Mustafa Al-Shomali. What are you looking for in a new applicant, and what sort of and other requirements do you need from them? Miss Reese, can you answer this question?
Sure, Shari. So that's a great question. Actually, because that's what really fresh graduates or new our candidates who are looking for a job would really wonder, right? What would the company be looking for? So my advice here would be mainly, of course, when you are applying for a position, it's always good to do your research, as what Joanne mentioned earlier. It's good to research about the company so you know what you're getting yourself into. Understanding, of course, what the company's values are, the culture, as well as, of course, the position that you're applying for. It's very important that you are aware of the qualifications as well as also the requirements that you would need for the role. So it's very important that you understand first, of course, the company and the position that you're applying for. Now, certain soft skills, if you feel that your values and culture are aligned with the company that you're applying for, especially for the role that you're applying for, the soft skills would eventually that you are able to practice would eventually align to the company. So certain soft skills like teamwork and collaboration, professionalism, and also time management. These are important soft skills that you would need for you to, of course, have more chances of getting the role. Now, these aren't things that you learn from books, right? These are things that you learn from school as well as also maybe the internship that you've gone through. So these things that you are able to practice these soft skills when you are in the type of environment in the company. So these are the things that you can share during the interview so that you can mention to them that you have and practice these soft skills. You can also share with them certain situations where you were able to practice the soft skills. So it's very important that, like here in Optum, what we are looking for in a candidate is mainly who are aligned to our values of integrity, compassion, innovation, relationships, and performance. So it's very important that you're able to also understand again the values and culture of the company and the position that you're applying for. And of course, practicing your soft skills once applied. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Miss Reese. Let's ask naman Sir Ron. Sir Ron, can you also answer this question from the point of view of hospitals naman po? Coming from Makati Med.
So I assume yung nag-ask no is someone na who's in line with medical, no medical course. No,
Halo-halo naman yan, sir. Hindi
halo-halo.
naman po nila
Okay.
sinabi kung medical course.
All right, I see. So actually, as in a point of view of an HR, no, siguro what I am looking is yung attitude, A for attitude, no, since yung skills naman and knowledge can be ano yan, sharpen and natututunan yan as you go along with your your experience, no. So there's a day-to-day learning. So siguro add ko na lang aside din sa sinabi ni ma'am, siguro for me is you have the right attitude. Yun.
So, for that, sir. Ayan. So, ngayon naman po, ito naman po are questions that I prepared, like for the panel. So, first question po, maybe Miss Joanne can answer first po. Can you please share with us your career transition? Like from, di pala career, your transition, ma'am. Your transition from when you were a fresh grad to your first job or a special moment in your career.
Okay.
Para lang po,
How
for
much
the,
time do I have? Just kidding.
ano lang po, like shortcut.
Shortcut version, sure. Like everybody else, we all have to start somewhere, right? Hindi siya immediately you have a good position. So, I'm a psychology major graduate from Far Eastern University. It's not the top tier colleges like LaSalle or Ateneo. I'm from Far Eastern. That's a second, right, or tier kind of university. But as a fresher, I was not really that choosy of what job to land. I was very much open of what is readily available. And during that time, siguro I will not disclose the year, but the BPO industry, the outsourcing industry was really booming that time. So I started with talent acquisition as a project based employee. I was a contractual employee. I was doing phone screening. I was sorting resumes. I was doing scheduling. No, and despite that it was a contractual job at first, I didn't mind because I was really after the experience. No, so the contract got extended, and then finally once that I have gained experience, I was able to look for a better position. I was able to got accepted to a regular position in one of the biggest call center or BPO in the country today. I'll not disclose the name of the company, and that's where my professional career has progressed. I become a recruiter. I do support hiring. I become a supervisor. And there was a time in my career that I applied also for promotion. No? Sometimes promotion can be normal career progression, right? Or sometimes there would be openings, and any of the employee who have met the criteria, the qualifications can apply. And you will have to go through the steps, no? The screening process. In my career, I've also experienced both being promoted through normal career progression and for applications that I have made within the organization. So sometimes you also need to, have a leap of faith, try it. You'll never know until you do, right? And of course, before you apply for any promotion, you also need to prepare yourself. No, look at your surroundings, look for a mentor who can help you improve yourself, and then eventually you'll get the dream job that you like, especially if you're very passionate. And where I am today, I'm now more into healthcare. I'm in a CPO company with Shearwater Health. I must say I'm with my dream job right now, being a talent acquisition director. I'm able to still do recruiting and mentor, an excellent and amazing team of recruiters whose goal is to provide opportunities to clinicians. So I
Thank you
hope
for
that I somehow inspired you guys of
thank you
my
for that,
professional
Miss
journey.
Joanne. Thank you, ma'am. So I'll ask the same question to Miss Reese. Ma'am, can you share with us what your transition is like from like fresh grad to the industry? What are the things that shocked you? What are the things you think they should prepare for?
Well, I think basically when I was a fresh graduate, I mean, there's really that fear and uncertainty that you don't know what your future or your career would be like, right? And I graduated from De La Salle University and my course was international studies. So at that time, I was like, okay, so what are my opportunities or what are my the career paths I can take, right? Because I graduated for international studies, and it didn't stop me then with my course that I graduated from, that I have to stick to the same career path as my course, right? Um, I'm very passionate about in with speaking to people. I really love speaking to people. I like speaking engagements. I actually did theater before. So when an opportunity came around, my friend referred me to my first job, which was in CBPS, or Citigroup Business Process Solutions, and in recruitment. So I was like, okay, I think I can do this. I like speaking to people. I can interview. So at the time, as a fresh graduate, I thought that was just recruitment, interview the candidates, right? So I'm very grateful that I started really from as a phone screener. So I was the one inviting the candidates to come and apply to the company. And I was there for about 2 years and 10 months. I was also a contractor. So my roots then of being a recruiter, at least I understood the process as early as that time in my 2 years and 10 months, the basics of recruitment. So it was definitely much more than just interviewing candidates. So I'm glad that I was able to learn so much from those 2 years and 10 months. And then eventually an opportunity in Optum came around. I grabbed that opportunity. And I was a regular employee of Optum back in 2013. So I'm actually going to celebrate my 10th year next year in January. So I'm quite excited that it's been actually that long, my career journey in Optum. But I think mainly what I wanted to really share is that you don't have to stick to what your course is telling you to do, right? If you are passionate about something, if you have other hobbies, or are passionate about a certain hobby that you really enjoy, use that as well in looking for what you really love to do. It doesn't have to be that, if let's say you're a graduate of nursing, there's so much more opportunities for you out there than in just the usual and the traditional environment, right? So look at all your opportunities. If you're passionate, let's say, about also speaking, or doing speaking engagements, then you can also look into opportunities outside your course. So make sure that you're also able to understand, of course, not just your hard skills, but again your soft skills. So my I think what I can share with you is always take that opportunity, take that leap. Don't be scared. Use what you have, and you'll be able to really find your passion and also practice what you're passionate about.
Thank you for that, Miss Reese. So, Sir Ron, I have the same question for you po, no? So, can we ask the leap naman po to Makati Med? Like if you're coming from different industry to the healthcare industry, ano naman po yung mga dapat paghandaan? Meron po bang culture shock, or meron po bang difference sa schedule or sa time, etc.?
Actually, Makati Medical Center is divided into several divisions naman. No? So siguro kung applicant ka and you are planning to enter a healthcare institution, let's say a hospital, siguro you need to be prepared, hindi lang physically, emotionally, no? Dapat ayun, physically, mentally, emotionally prepared ka kasi our main responsibility is to take care of patients, no? So dapat for you to be able to give patient care services to our patients and clients, so you have to take care of yourself muna. So yun, dapat you have to do self-care, and dapat din mentally prepared ka.
Ayan. So from Sir Ron's point of view, it's physical and mental preparation. Ayan. We have a question here. We'll ask it to everyone. Does educational background, like the university where you finished college, matter in applying for a job, especially for a fresh graduate? Joanne, this is a good question. You did this tangent nyo na po ito a while ago. But we'll ask. The question is from RJ Liano.
Yeah, right now, no, nowadays, it doesn't really matter anymore. Maybe before, no, or especially if the company that you're applying for are traditional companies, of course there are some preference. But nowadays, in the outsourcing, in CPO, or even in the hospitals, um, it's not a big issue anymore, or it's not a showstopper, as long as you have the certification or degree required. No, you would have an equal chance to get the position. What's really matters, especially for the fresh grads, it's how you position yourself, how you elevate yourself, given that you still lack experience. No, like what Reese have mentioned, yung soft skills nyo. This is something that you don't really get in the university a lot. But as a person, what are your traits, your values? Is this something aligned with the values of the company? And very critical for the role. So that is one that really matters right now for the freshers. And having an open mind, no, being open to new learnings, to new trainings, and positions, no, that will elevate yourself as a professional person.
There. So thank you for that, Miss Joanne. Same question po kay Miss Reese because this is something na lagi pong tinatanong. Important po ba kung saan nag-graduate? Ayan.
Yeah. So I think Joanne covered and answered this question very well. But just to add to that, it's true that you really it doesn't really matter right now. Traditionally, in the past, like maybe in the 60s or the 70s and 80s, it really mattered. But we're already in the 20th century. It's 2022, right? So what really matters, and I really like that this is what's being shown in most companies now, that it really is your passion and what you do. If you have the certain soft skills and if you're willing to learn, that's what's really important, because what companies are looking for are fresh graduates who are eager to learn, to develop their soft skills, and who also have a career path on their own. So having goals for yourself is also very much important, and sharing those goals to the company would really help you also in landing the job, because at least they know that you have a plan for yourself. So those are the things that you can focus on when you have interviews with the different companies that you would like to apply for.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Anything to add? Sir Ron? Parang,
Yeah.
ayan, you're back,
Mm,
sir. Nagulat
yeah.
ako, parang
Okay.
nawala ka. Anything to add po? Kasi lagi po itong eh.
Well,
Pabulaanan po
actually,
natin sila.
so ayun, add ko lang din sa sinabi nila ma'am kanina. So, hindi na din masyadong nagmamatter kung saan university or college ka graduate, as long as you are suited or qualified for the position, no, as long as you have the basic skills, and you are willing to learn and to be trained. So wala namang problema. Well, in fact, we have a lot of applicants from provinces nga eh. So, ayun. We treated them equally.
Ayan. So, thank you, sir. Thank you for that. So, our would like you to plug your openings and vacancies for each of your companies. Po, Ms. Joanne, you can go first.
Sure. So for those that are medical allied or RNs, no, in this session, Shearwater Health are actually hiring for registered nurses, Philippine registered nurses, or if you have U.S. license, we also hire USRNs. But we also have opportunity for medical allied graduates. You can still be part of our workforce. So we do have back office work or voice support as well. We also have openings for academy for those who would like to be a certified coder, medical coder, or you would want to have a US license, no, as a USRN. You can apply to us for our academy for NCLEX and for medical coding. You can visit our website and our jobs 180 page, and you can see there all the openings that we have.
Thank you for that, Ms. Joanne. Ms. Reese, you can go next.
All right, thank you, Shari. So for Optum, we do have openings for our health associates. So these are our customer service roles. If you are a medical allied graduate or actually any course that you graduate from, you can apply for a healthcare advocate role. So we are currently hiring that right now. We also have roles for registered nurses, as well as also registered nurses in the United States or the USRNs. And also, of course, academy positions available here at Optum since we are a healthcare company as well. If you'd like to look at more of our opportunities, we in technology as well as also our clinical business. We have more of our opportunities in our website. It's work@optum.com. And also, you can check out our other openings at our Jobs 180 page at jobs180.com/Optum. And if you'd always like to connect with me, you could always look for me on Facebook. If you have any questions, that's Reese Pasia. That's my profile page. And also my email at christine.pasha@optum.com. So thank you.
Thank you for that, Miss Reese. Last, Sir Ron, you can plug openings na po.
Okay, so for the information of all, we're not just looking for registered nurses, but we also have career opportunities for underboard. No, so while working here in Makati Medical Center, we can help you on your review, and then we can shoulder your board exam fees until you become registered nurse. So if you're a fresh graduate na even without experience and you have to or you need to gain experience for you to have your career abroad, no, so this will be a great opportunities for you. And we're also looking for other um, medical allied courses like medtech, pharmacist, radiologist, and we also have openings for our corporate divisions. So you may visit us at www.jobs180.com/Makati Medical Center. Thanks,
Thank
Miss
you po.
Shari.
Thank you po, Sir Ron. So, coming from my, thank you. You all are amazing today. You all inspired me po. Thank you, Mai. Okay, so we prepared a certificate. Sorry, that's for University of the Perpetual Health Dalta Las Piñas, System Dalta Las Piñas. We would like to present the certificate of appreciation to Miss Reese Pasha, to Sir Ron Abril, and to Miss Joanne Buendia for sharing their expertise as panelists for the virtual webinar today, 26th of May 2022, signed by Ms. Mariel Leonora Makiran, MAED RGC OIC for University Guidance Center, Ms. Bona May B. Tiongson, MAED Executive Director for Student Affairs and Services, and Sir Arnaldo S. De Guzman, School Director for UPHSD Las Piñas. So to Ms. Joanne, Ms. Reese, and Sir Ron, thank you so much po for being with us this morning. Ayan. So thank you po. Thank you everyone. Ayan.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for
Thank
inviting
you
me.
po. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Have a great
Thanks,
day.
Miss
Bye,
Shari.
everyone.
Thank you to our audience as well. So we have before we release everyone. So ayan. So before we release everyone, we will be showing you guys a short like intermission. Meron tayong intermission prepared by the peer society.
Pansin mo ba ang pagbabago? Di matitigan ng iyong mga mata. Tila di na nananabik sa iyong yakap at halik. Sana'y malaman mo, hindi sinasadya. Kung nais ko ay maging malaya. Di lang ikaw, di lang ikaw ang nahihirapan. Damdamin ko rin ay naguguluhan. Di lang ikaw, hindi lang ikaw ang nababahala. Bulong ng isip, huwag kang pagkawalan. Ngunit puso ko ay kailangan kang iwan. Pansin mo ba at nararamdaman, hindi na tayo magkaintindihan. Tila di na maibabalik tamis ng yakap at halik. Maaring tama ka, lumalamig ang pagsinta. Sana'y malaman mo, hindi ko sinasadya. Di lang ikaw, hindi lang ikaw ang nahihirapan. Damdamin ko rin ay naguguluhan. Di lang ikaw, hindi lang ikaw ang nababahala. Bulong ng isip, huwag kang pagkawalan. Ngunit puso ko ay kailangan kang iwan. Hindi hayaang habang buhay kang saktan. Hindi sasayangin ang iyong panahon. Ika'y magiging masaya sa yakap at sa piling ng iba. Hindi lang ikaw ang nahihirapan. Damdamin ko rin ay naguguluhan. Di lang ikaw, hindi lang ikaw ang nababahala. Bulong ng isip, huwag kang pagkawalan. Ngunit puso ko ay kailangan kang iwan.
Okay, so thank you for that. So before you leave, guys, we have an evaluation. So we'll put it up on the screen and we'll also put it in the chat box, in the comment section. Ayan. So please make sure to evaluate. And for further announcement, we have Dr. Merly C. Torres here to do the final announcements. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Hi, thank you. Thank you to our panelists, and to our resource speakers, and to our team. To our students, please don't forget to answer and fill out our evaluation. And this is our basis for your attendance today. Also, for our graduating students, this is your first step for our career webinar live coming up on June 8th. So dress up your resume and God bless us all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Dr. Torres. Thank you po. Okay. So, We will be putting the link in the comment section po. Please don't forget to evaluate because this is the basis of your attendance po, ano? So, thank you to everyone. And to officially close our session for today, may we call on Miss Bona May B. Tiongson, Maed, um, SAS Executive Director. Miss Bona, the floor is yours.
Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Far and away, the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing." Good day, everyone. The University Guidance Center, in partnership with Jobs180.com, organized this virtual career webinar entitled Marketing Me for you, our first-year students, to our graduating students, to provide assistance in preparing for and for the development of your career. This webinar is intended to give you a more in-depth understanding of how you should prepare, plan, and develop your career path from while you are studying until when you are graduating. We likewise hope that you are now better equipped with a knowledge of how you should prepare and get ready for job interviews when the time comes. You, as the prospective workers, are now challenged with your decision-making skills. We hope that with your learnings in today's webinar, you are more equipped and would improve better your thinking and attitude towards your career path. I'd like you to remember what Oliver Wendell Holmes once said, and I quote, "The greatest thing in this world is not so much where we stand, but in what direction we are moving." Let me thank, therefore, Jobs180.com for the invaluable partnership they have been offering our university, for making our students be prepared and be ready to join the professional world. We gratefully appreciate your assistance. And of course, to our Guidance Center, for always seeing to it that no matter the situation, they never fail to give our students the guidance they need and deserve. On behalf, therefore, of our founder, CEO, and Chairman of the Board, Dr. Brigadier General Antonio Lapiral Tamayo, our University President, Dr. Anthony Jose Moran Tamayo, our PHMC President, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Antonio Moran Tamayo, and our School Director, Dr. Arnaldo de Guzman. Thank you for your participation to this very timely, worthy, and essential virtual career webinar. God bless and be safe, everyone.
Thank you for that, Miss Bona. So to our audience, please be reminded that on June 8th, there will be a virtual career fair. So we invite you guys to join us in that fair as well. So how to register, you go to schools.jobsunity.com/UPHSD. So please don't forget to evaluate before you leave, and please watch out for the next set of webinars that we are hosting next week. So if ever you're interested to join us with the topics posted on Facebook, pwede mag-join. Ayan. So with that, our session ends today. So thank you so much and see you. Have a great afternoon. Thank you, guys.
change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose to make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.